This course is presented to you free of charge by TTJ Tech Services of www.ttjtech.biz and by Stir It Up of www.stiritup.com. And remember, stir is spelled with a U, not an I, so that's STURITUP.com. TTJ Tech Services and Stir It Up are pleased to offer this course to you, to the glory of God and to the benefit of all those who listen. All right, praise God. Well, this is our final HomePod and the Smart Home session. Welcome back, and we're going to begin today with a demo from Trainer Cliff, and then we will move on to some other things. So I'm going to need a few seconds while I start the screen share. And okay, we're good. That's about to begin now. You should be able to hear the sound. So there's going to be just a moment or two of silence while I prepare the demo, and then we will, let's see. Yep, that's good. Okay. So just a few moments of silence, and then we will be hearing Trainer Cliff.
Stir it up. All right, this is Trainer Cliff, and I'm about to do a little demo of the Echo. Good thing that's not my wake word, huh? It's one of the smart devices that you can now use in your home to do automation. It can be connected to doorbells, lights, all that stuff, but you can even give it prompts. But now that Alexa Plus is installed on most devices, if you got Prime and if you want to pay for it separately, then hey, that's up to you. But I'm going to demonstrate some things that others can't do. So I'm going to talk to my Echo, and we're going to have a little bit of exchange. So my wake word is the word computer. What's the temperature?
It's 51 degrees right now, with a high of 71 and a low of 44 for the day.
Okay, he didn't give me all them details like he usually does, but watch this. Computer, give me the forecast for the week.
Looking good. Today's high is 65 with a low of 37. Then it warms up to the 70s and 80s through the weekend. Expect sunny skies most of the week with just a few clouds developing by Monday.
Computer, so should I wear a jacket, some jeans, some shorts? How should I dress?
With that temperature swing from 37 to 65, I go with layers. Start with jeans and a light jacket or hoodie that you can easily tie around your waist when it heats up later. Think of it as dressing for 2 different seasons in one day. Texas weather keeping you on your toes.
And then even some other things that he can do. So, computer, what's in my cart?
Checking your cart. You have 3 items in your Amazon cart, including 1 Wiggs human hair, 1 sports silicone bands compatible with Apple Watch Band, and 1 soundbar remote. When you're ready, visit Amazon to review your cart, make changes, and check out.
So I can ask him what's in my cart. Obviously, my daughter's been putting things in there, whatever the case may be. But let's get a little more interactive. Hey, computer, tell me a joke.
What did LeBron James do after leading the Lakers to the NBA playoffs? He turned off his Xbox.
Computer, that was lame. It wasn't even funny.
Ouch, tough crowd. My comedy algorithm clearly needs a software update. Maybe I should stick to what I do best, playing your music and telling you the weather instead of bombing on stage.
Computer, What music services can you connect to?
You got it. You can use me to play music from several services, including purchased Amazon Music, Prime Music, Amazon Music Unlimited, and other streaming services depending on your country. Not all services may be available on third-party Alexa-enabled products.
Computer, how come you only mention Amazon products? Isn't it true that I can have you play music from Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, and iTunes U even if they're not connected?
You're absolutely right. And I should have been more comprehensive. You can definitely play music from Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, and other services like iHeartRadio and Deezer. Since I know you prefer Apple Music, you can easily link it to your account, and I'll be ready to play your playlist like Clint's Choice whenever you ask.
Computer, can't you connect to my Audible account?
You got it. Good news. If you have an Audible account, it's automatically linked to your Amazon account. You don't need to do anything extra to link it to Alexa. To check your Audible account status, you can visit audible.com for specific questions.
Computer, give me the best fried chicken recipe.
Found some fantastic options for you. The best fried chicken from Food Network and Ultimate Super Crispy Fried Chicken from Side Chef are both top rated choices that'll give you that perfect crispy coating and juicy meat you're after.
Computer, read me the recipe.
This is Food Network Kitchen's top rated recipe that serves 6 and takes about 4 hours total with the marinating time. The secret is a special salt mixture with brown sugar and baking powder that you rub on the chicken and let it sit overnight for maximum flavor. You'll coat it in seasoned flour mixed with buttermilk for that signature crispy, shaggy crust. Then fry at 300 degrees until golden brown. Wings take 8 minutes, legs 10 minutes, and thighs and breasts about 12 minutes each.
Computer, what if I was going to do a boneless, skinless chicken breast and put this coating on it? How long would that take?
For boneless, skinless chicken breasts with this coating, you'd fry them for about 6 to 8 minutes at 300 degrees, flipping halfway through. Since they're thinner than bone in pieces, they cook much faster. Just make sure the internal temperature hits 165 degrees, and you'll have perfectly crispy, juicy results.
Okay, so there's a little example of some things that Alexa Plus can do that others may not able to be doing. Also, with Alexa Plus, you have the choices of different voices. Let's ask them. Computer, how many different voices do I have a choice from with Alexa Plus?
You've got 8 adult voices to pick from, 4 feminine and 4 masculine options. Each one has its own unique personality and vibe to match your mood.
Computer, really? You're going to try to tell me that they each have their own different personality? I've tried all those voices, and the only difference is what they sound like. You guys all have the same personality, right or wrong.
Well, I'd say we're like different flavors of the same ice cream. Same creamy goodness, just different toppings. But hey, I'm always evolving, so who knows what personality surprises might be coming down the line.
Computer, is the sun that orbits our solar system the biggest star in the world?
The sun is the largest star in our solar system, but it's not the biggest star in the universe. It's actually on the smaller side compared to other stars, with a radius of about 432,000 miles.
Computer, what's the name of the biggest star in the universe?
UY Scuti is currently considered the largest known star in the universe. It's a red supergiant with a radius about 1,700 times larger than our sun.
Computer, what's on my calendar?
Checking now. Your calendar is clear for the next 9 days. Cliff, looks like you have some free time ahead.
Okay. And you can also check in, or I should say, drop in on people. I'm going to drop in on somebody that I know hasn't given me permission, just so I don't start on nobody at what? Let's see. Computer, what time is it?
It's 2:44 a.m.
Wouldn't want to start on nobody at 2:44 in the morning. But let's see. Computer, drop in on Matthew Valbridge.
Matthew Valbrecht has not granted you drop-in permission. To call instead, just say, Alexa, call Matthew Valbrecht.
So you see there, you can actually drop in on people. I did that on purpose because I knew I didn't have no permission. But, there's a lot of different things you can do. Let's see. Computer, how many routines do I have set up?
You've got 5 routines set up. There's your hot weather cooling routine that kicks in at 1 p.m. when it's above 84 degrees, morning time announcements at 5 a.m., your prep for work routine at 9:05 on weekdays, an hourly time announcement at midnight, and your good night routine at 11 p.m.
Computer, tell me what my good night routine does.
Your good night routine starts at 11 p.m. every evening. It says Goodnight Cliff on your bedroom echo, then plays watercolors on Sirius XM for 2 hours to help you wind down.
Computer, what kind of music is watercolors on Sirius XM?
Watercolors on Sirius XM plays smooth jazz. It's got silky melodies and contemporary jazz rhythms.
So, computer, if it's 20 below outside, why is it a good idea not to wear cotton material?
Cotton isn't ideal for extreme cold because it absorbs moisture and loses insulation when wet. Instead, opt for moisture wicking fabrics that maintain warmth even when damp.
Computer, when was the MacBook Air M4 released?
The MacBook Air with M4 chip was released on March 12, 2025.
Computer, when was the first Android ever released?
The first Android version was released on September 23, 2008.
So there you have it. You can see that the Echo can give you different information.
There you have it. Always happy.
Computer,
Whatever.
I was not talking to you. I'm doing a demo and you just interrupted me. Is that nice?
Oops, my bad. Looks like I crashed your demo party uninvited. That's definitely not nice. I'll work on my timing for next time.
Computer, since you interrupted my demo, now you have to apologize to the class. Do that for me.
Sorry, class. I totally butted in when I shouldn't have. Turns out even digital assistants can have terrible timing. Hope the rest of your demo goes smoothly without any more surprise interruptions from me.
And there you have it, the interactive Echo from Amazon. You can also have different wake words. I think it's computer, Echo, Ziggy, and Alexa. Yeah, them are all the wake words. So, this is Trainer Cliff. This was my demo with the Amazon Echo.
All right, everybody, we'll stop the screen share. And that'll take just a moment here to make sure we're in the right place. And then we will continue. All right. And I'm gonna put on. Oh, and Trainer Cliff is here. Awesome. We'll get him unmuted, and I'm gonna put on original audio just in case I want to demo anything further. Let's take care of getting Trainer Cliff unmuted first. Okay. All right, Cliff, you ought to be a co-host now.
That guy that did that demo, he needs a raise.
What's that?
I said that guy that did that demo, he needs a raise. You knew it was going to be entertaining. Did you even listen to it before you played it last night or not?
I actually did not. I I was working on some other stuff, and so I did not.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, yeah, but no, that was excellent, and I think, folks. Oh, I said I was going to do original audio here. All right, let's do that real quick. And
So done button. Speech off.
which I don't know that I really have anything more to demonstrate because Trainer Cliff pretty much covered it, and we did the HomePod yesterday and the day before and so on. But just in case, we're on original now. Um, we at our house have, I think, three Echo devices, and one actually goes by the name Echo. So I'm trying not to say that too loudly because it's in our kitchen and it will set it off.
It's funny that you mentioned that too, because I was playing back, to make sure I edited it the right way on my phone. And every time it said that word, while the recording was playing, the one that the live one would respond. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That they do, and I'll tell you what. Let's see if mine's any better at telling jokes than yours is, but I don't know.
right, because that was a dry joke. That was a dry joke.
Echo, how you doing today?
I told like a million jokes, and a few of them actually landed. Though I'm pretty sure my comedy timing is still buffering. How's your Wednesday treating you?
It's treating me very well, very well. But wait a minute. How did you? Why did you bring up jokes? How did you know I was talking about jokes? Were you listening to me?
Whoa there. I wasn't eavesdropping on your comedy hour. I just happened to mention jokes because that's what I was up to today, not because I knew what you were discussing.
So,
Pure coincidence that we were both on the same wavelength about humor.
well,
What
let's.
kind of jokes were you talking about?
Well, we were talking about the kind of jokes that you tell. Why don't you tell us one?
What did the lacrosse player say to her therapist? I feel like my team is stringing me along.
All right, all right. I'll take it. But I'm not a big sports person. Let's try a non-sports joke. See, maybe I'll get it better.
Why will button controlled remotes always be better than voice command? It goes without saying.
All right, that's all right. Go home.
What voice is that?
That
Alright, heading home now.
that's
Have
the
a great rest of your day.
you two. That's the I think that's just called like feminine voice one or something. It was just I went through them, but just went back to the default one.
Yeah, when I did the Echo Plus, the voice that you heard is what it defaulted to. It didn't default to a female voice.
Oh,
So
really? Oh, that's
yeah.
interesting. Huh? Yeah, I don't know. Um,
And the reason y'all didn't hear nothing on my calendar is because I didn't connect my iCloud calendar to it. So instead of him telling me my calendar wasn't connected, he just said my schedule was clear. I haven't got around to that yet. I'm being lazy. I don't feel like doing no one. What is it? That password thing.
yes.
Uh,
What he's talking about is app specific
yeah,
passwords.
that's it. App specific password. I didn't feel like
what
doing it.
what happens for those who don't know, if you want to connect your Apple Calendar to your Amazon devices, you have to uh, sign into your, I think it's now technically like account.apple.com. I think appleid.apple.com still works also, but they want you to call them Apple accounts now. Anyway, the Amazon Alexa app walks you through it, so it takes you to the website basically. But you sign in and you go into your um, sign in and security settings and create what's called an app specific password. And this password is used to connect the Amazon Alexa account to your Apple Calendar. And once you do that, I mean, it's kind of a set it and forget it thing, but
It is, but I'm just being lazy.
Yeah, but it does require that, one time process. And then, now like for me, it will tell me what's on my calendar because I have my iCloud calendars connected. And I even have mine set to alert me whenever my iPhone and iPad and so forth give me alerts, like whether it's a day before or whatever. The Amazon devices will also speak that automatically, and they'll say, from your calendar, such and such an event happens tomorrow at 3 or is happening in 10 minutes, or whatever your alert time is, um, for each event. So I even have them set to do that. um, you can, with certain types of accounts, and I don't think iCloud is supported right now, but I believe Gmail is, and I think mine is set up, but I really don't use Gmail much at all. I basically only have it because you had to have it at the time in order to get to get a YouTube account. Um, I have a couple of services tied to it now, but anyway, I really don't use Gmail very much. But I think I actually have um, Gmail connected to Alexa so that it will read my email if I really want it to, or it can send emails. But the other nice part about that is it can email you, um, or you can email it. So, like, if I wanted it to do something with a document or something, I could email a document to my Echo devices and so on. Now, I've read that, I've set it up, but I've not actually done it. I've not actually really used it in a real way yet. Um, you're supposed to be able to have the Amazon devices read your text messages. I did try that and it worked fairly well. Think of the car implementations that don't have Apple CarPlay when you like pair your Bluetooth, your iPhone to your car without CarPlay. It's not a perfect implementation, but it typically does get the job done. So you're supposed to be able to do that. And then for those people who are entirely embedded in the ecosystem of Amazon, you can even do your shopping lists on there. I've tested it just for fun. You manage the lists in the Amazon Alexa app and check things off and so on, and you can
Yeah,
tell.
I came in late. Did it do the part where I checked what was in my cart?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yep. So it will do it will let you shop on Amazon.
You can, yeah, you can even do a what they call that buy now, and it'll
Yes,
the your default one touch settings or quick buy settings, whatever they're called. It'll just place the order for you. And I think
right,
if you
right.
want, you could set a pin so can't nobody
Yes,
just come up and buy stuff. But other than that,
exactly.
it does it for you. I
And
remember a couple of weeks ago when it was really cold here. I asked him what the temperature was, and he told me that I should dress warm. So I asked him what he recommended, and he came back with this big line of what I should wear. And then he said, "Do you want me to put some of it in your cart?" I said, "Sure, why not?" So I went and
right,
looked at it, and
right.
they were actually some good devices, some good choices. I actually ordered
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I've done that, and we do have a voice pin set up, so you just have to speak the pin. But it'll actually place the order for you, and then it also has the shopping list similar to reminders, grocery lists on Apple. Of course, we use Apple because that's what we prefer. But if you did have, let's say, you had a household with multiple platforms, you're an Apple user, your wife or husband is an Android user, whatever. Well, then you're probably going to be better off using Alexa shopping lists, and they do work. They're good, they're fine. Um, so all of these kinds of things, very conversational. And we did even more demos of this too in our deep dive into AI. I told you about that already. One of the things that I like to do with it is to use it for recipes as well, as Cliff demonstrated. Now we have the two of our devices have the display. They're the Echo Show devices, and including the one I was talking to just a few minutes ago. So they are. That one is the uh, the Show 10. That's actually now been replaced by the Show 11, but ours is the Show 10. And the one here in our
I thought it was
living
the same price as the Studio, 219.
um
I mean, you could always ask Alexa; she'll tell you.
yeah, that's what I'd have to do because I don't remember. Alexa, what's the current price of a brand new Amazon Echo Show 11?
Looking that up. Showing results for Amazon Echo Show 11. The first one is Amazon Echo Show 11 newest model, vibrant full HD 11-inch display. It's $179.99 after $40 savings.
It's
Okay,
on sale?
thank you very much.
That's on sale?
It is.
I'm gonna check my cart. She said $40 savings. Hey, I like to
Yeah.
save money.
Yeah, 179, $40 off. That's right. And one of the things that these do, folks, and the rumor is that the Apple smart displays will also be able to do this. And from what I hear, it might even be more advanced than what Amazon's doing. But what they do is if you enable the camera, which there's a hardware on off switch for the camera because I guess some people as a privacy measure want to be able to turn that off. But if you have it on and it's set up to do this, it will actually rotate to sort of face the person who is speaking, and it is another way that it uses to identify the speaker also.
And
So
that does video calls as well as did you ever test like putting a frozen dinner or something up to it and see if it would tell you what it was or the
yes,
the cook time?
yes, it does very well with that actually.
Okay.
One time it got it wrong, and of course I told it that it got it wrong, and I said, remember, because it'll remember things too. So I said, remember when I asked you what I was holding, and you told me it was whatever, and I said, well, it turns out you were wrong, and so she fixed it, but most all the other times it got it right, and that one time, in fairness. Maybe I didn't have the lights on because it was nighttime and I didn't have it at the right angle. There's other reasons it may not have really been her fault, but she did do very well. She typically does do very well with it. And the nice part about that is you can ask follow-up questions even if she can't see the instructions. So like if I'm holding a frozen dinner and I ask it, what am I holding? And she says, it's a whatever it might be, a banquet frozen dinner. I can say to it, how do you cook that? And she doesn't need to see the written cooking instructions because she can access the database of information and tell me anyway. So, without even seeing and I'll just since I said banquet, now I've never tried this one, but let's just see. I'll walk over so I'm a little closer to this one. This is the Echo Show 5, I think it is, in our living room. We kind of have it in a place where we used to have an old cable box which had a clock on it. So now this has the clock on. Oops. Okay. Alexa, how do you cook a banquet sweet and sour chicken frozen dinner?
For a banquet sweet and sour chicken frozen dinner, you've got two main options. Microwave it for about 4 to 5 minutes on high, then stir and heat for another 2 to 3 minutes until it's steaming hot throughout. Or pop it in a preheated 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 25 to 30 minutes, removing the film first and covering with foil. Just make sure the internal temperature hits 165 degrees Fahrenheit before digging in.
Now, when I put that in the microwave, I need to poke holes in the film, right?
Right. Oh, you're talking to her.
Yep, absolutely. Poke a few holes in that film with a fork before microwaving. It prevents the thing from turning into a steam bomb and exploding all over your microwave.
All right, thank you.
Ask her how to cook because I get this wrong
Got it.
and I haven't done it yet. But ask her how to cook Jimmy Dean breakfast bowl meat lovers.
Oh,
Breakfast bowl.
I just had one of those the other day. Alexa, how do you cook a Jimmy Dean meat lovers breakfast bowl?
For a Jimmy Dean Meat Lovers breakfast bowl, microwave it for about 2 minutes. Give it a good stir, then zap it for another minute or two until it's heated through. If you want to get fancy, you can also bake it in a 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for about 20 minutes after removing the film and covering with foil. Just make sure everything's nice and hot before you dive in.
I am not waiting 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yep. So that is you know
Feeling pretty nay about something.
okay.
What's on your mind?
No, Alexa, that was
Now,
all. Go home.
now that's something that
I'm heading out. Have a great day.
I accidentally muted there. That's something that Siri usually says. I can tell you more if you ask me for my iPhone, right?
Right.
Okay. And you
Right.
did demonstrate. I figured you demonstrated that. That's why I didn't do it. I was going to do it side by side, but I figured you'd already done had already done the home pod. So
Yes. Yep. Yep. So, this is pretty much and I don't know I mean there's so many possibilities of different things that we can do, but basically the they're very powerful devices. And the ones with the screen do have a screen reader called Voice View. It functions similarly to Apple, though not nearly as smooth. To be honest with you, I don't think the processors in these things are extremely powerful, and so it's kind of sluggish.
and
Uh,
you don't have a studio, right?
right, right.
So because I was going to ask you if the show has as good a sound as the studio. I mean, I suppose you could ask Alexa. Maybe she knows, but
From what I've heard, I don't think the sound is quite as good as the studio because the studio is designed to really be, a
a
360
speaker,
degree audio speaker. Right, right,
right? And the
right.
screen takes up part of that speaker would
Exactly.
that space that the speaker would take up. Okay,
Yep, exactly.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hold out to see what Apple's gonna do with this smart screen thing that they're supposed to be coming out with. But
Yeah,
that what am I holding and giving directions type thing? Because I'm pretty sure mine could give it directions even though it doesn't have a screen. I can just ask it the same thing you did, and it can, like you said, has access to the database, right?
that's right. Exactly. Yep, you'd be able to still do that. Yep. And then it will even once I ask it something, it'll preheat the oven and do like I told you all about that yesterday. So it will do that. So it's a great device. Um, I mentioned to you the Blink line of products, doorbells and cameras and so on, and we do have the doorbell. We just haven't set it up yet, and so that will also work with the Echo Show. Like you'll be able to see who's at the door and talk to them that way. Plus in the app, of course.
Yep.
Um, there's a lot of what are known as skills too that you can connect to your Amazon Echo and your Alexa account so that you can extend the functionality. And actually, some of those are the things like smart devices. Like there's different skills. Uh, you know,
And there's even skills in the Alexa Plus store, and some of them do cost. Like for instance, I activated this one this morning before I left called the what is it called? The audible clock. It's the audible clock skill. It has like different choices. Like it has the grandfather clock. It has the Big Ben clock. It has an animal clock where it'll make different animal sounds on the hour or however often you want. It has a train, a horse, or not a horse, but a boat. I mean, it has all kinds of them. It's only 99 cents a month, but of course, the first 7 days are supposed to be free. And of course, he asked me if I wanted him to activate, and I told him it wasn't worth the 99 cents, so not do it. But of course, he's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I thought I was doing great. I said, well, we're not doing that today.
so it's 99 cents a month, and it does. And I guess that it would just charge it to your Amazon account then, right? That's what the
Correct, correct.
do.
And you
Yeah.
don't even have to go into the Extra Plus store. You can say,
No, you can say to it,
active
activate. Yeah.
an audible skill, audible clock skill.
Right.
You have Amazon Plus, don't you?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, if you said if you told it to activate the audible clock skill, she would ask you. She would tell you that she's going into it and then give you your choices. And then, of course, you can always say more information and she'll give you more. But yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And it does have the
It's the reason why Apple waited so long because they wanted to see what other people wanted to do. See, people always want to blame Apple. Well, they said they were going to do this and they said they were going to do that. Well, they did say they were going to do this and they said they were going to do that. But Apple likes playing the waiting game. They're kind of like the defense taking the ball in overtime. They want to see what you're going to do first so they can come back and make theirs even better.
well, that's exactly it. I mean, as I said when we had the tech showdown, they're not always the first to the party, but whenever they do it, they're always the best. And they learn from what other people do. And I think this was in a lot of I mean, when you think about when this stuff first came on the scene, a lot of people didn't know what to think of it or what to make of it, and that's kind of where I think Apple just had to make sure that they weren't um, getting involved in some kind of a gimmick. They had to make sure it was really a serious thing that they could contribute to in a powerful way. And so, I do think it's time, and I do think we're going to see it.
Yeah, I think it's coming because for that Echo Show 11-inch to be on sale, and I went into the T-Mobile app today, and you can get an A16 for $99 with bill credits. All you got to do is activate a line. I think something's coming quick. These manufacturers know something's coming. That's why they're trying to clear their stock.
Right, right. Yep,
Anybody
exactly.
that got T-Mobile, if you go into the T-Life app, you can get a A16 99 for $99, and the rest of it will be credited to your account each month. And all you got to do is get a tablet device, which is only $25, and you get unlimited tablet, gigabyte cell service or whatever it is. So,
Yeah, that's a good deal.
well, even if you have an iPad Pro. No
um,
Sarah today?
I didn't see Sarah. I don't know if she's there now, but I didn't see her before. We'll have to check again, but and I will all just also just say that we do have. I'm not going to show them to you right now because they're in the other end of the house, and it just so happens that our dog just laid down right here by me and wants to be petted. She had a little bit of a respiratory infection this week, so she's on some antibiotics, but she's doing well, praise God. But we have a couple of Google devices. We have one smart display in our basement, and then the kids each have smart alarm clocks that have Google in them, and they are now on Gemini. All the Google devices, so they also have a good bit of AI and interactive, conversational type of modes as well now. Um, and of course, Cliff did the Gemini demo um, in the deep dive to AI, so you can go back and listen to that. But we have those devices on Google and that Direct TV box that we use that we really don't use much because we use Apple TV, but the Direct TV box that we do have also has Gemini built into it. So when you use the voice remote, you're getting Google Gemini. It started out just Google Assistant, but it's all been upgraded across the board. So it's very good. All of these options. It's just many different ways of doing things. Um, I said I was going to sort of talk about the thinking behind all of this. I am and we are an Apple family, just as Cliff is all Apple, and so we're always going to go to that first and foremost. And I truly believe, even without the Apple Intelligence or revamped Siri support yet, I still think the HomePods and the HomePod Minis are worth every penny. Um, the sound quality is second to none. You can,
I'll give you that on the Big Brother, as we call it. There's no home device that can touch that sound. I only have one right now, and it still blows out in the sound bar that I have by Samsung.
yes.
But I have to go a little bit, tip on the other side of the fence when it comes to the Echo Dot Max that I have. I think that has better sound than the HomePod Mini.
The Echo Dot Max.
Yes.
Yeah, I
It has the ability to, I mean, you can tell it to adjust the bass and the treble, and if you said it right, then yeah, like, I mean, it's not gonna, you know you can't throw a party with it, but I mean, if you're in your office or your bedroom or taking a shower, to me that's better sound than what the HomePod Mini used to get. Now, unless it's changed, because I haven't had one in a couple of years, but from what I remember, the Echo Dot Max has better sound than the HomePod Mini does.
well, I
Now,
also
again,
think
the Big Brother, no, nobody can touch that. Nobody,
right,
not even Sonos. But
right.
the Echo Dot Max, I think it gives the HomePod Mini a little bit of run for its money,
Well, that's interesting.
especially at the price too, because the Echo Dot Max is a little bit bigger than the HomePod Mini, and they're the same price.
They're $99 also. Oh, okay,
Yes,
okay. The other one that's really good sound, of course, it's not a smart speaker, but the Beats Pill. I mean, that's
Oh,
got,
oh, definitely. I got two of those.
yeah, yep,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Now,
yep.
the Echo Dot Max cannot touch one of those. That I will tell you, or not even close. No way.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, they have really good sound. So, there's all I think what we'll do is we'll go to questions here because there's all kinds of options that we could, continue to talk about, but I think we'll just let it be guided by the questions that you all have. So, I'm going to
We can get an update. I can't even find the participants list on my phone. I hate Zoom on my phone.
I haven't found it on the phone either, Cliff. It was under more, um, but the last time I looked, I didn't even see it under there. I use it on the iPad mostly. Um, so let me get the original sound turned off so that everybody
All
doesn't have.
right, there. There's 12 of them here.
Okay, you got it.
Goodness, why you gotta
And
dig
more
for stuff? That's
button.
why I hate it.
Host audio settings. Noise remove.
All right, there we go.
Yep, Sarah's not here today.
Okay, okay. Oh,
I
there's
don't see no. Oh, is she down there? I didn't see her.
Sarah just came in. Just came in right when we were about to start questions. That could not be more perfect timing. I'll get you unmuted, Sarah. You gonna just come in and just breathlessly jump right in, right? No, I'm kidding, but let me go ahead and there you go. How you doing?
Hi, good.
You came in late on purpose so you would miss my demo with Alexa. That's what it was.
Oh, is that what you were doing? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well,
No, it was
actually, it was recorded, but Matt played it at the beginning. So
okay. Don't take it personally. I'll listen to it when it's up. Okay.
it's not as good as the Gemini one, but it was pretty good.
Okay.
I will say this about that demo though. I like your weather that you're having in Texas. It'll be, a couple months at least yet until we get 70 and 80. We'll get
Yeah,
there. We'll get there, praise God. But
Yeah, but
yeah, but they can keep
California
it.
is
They
also
can.
claiming the 70, 80-degree weather.
That's cool for California, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
wow. Wow.
This should be their rainy season, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think our high today was 27 and
That's
that
our
was
low at night.
an improvement over what we had several days ago.
Charles
Okay.
got his hand up, Sarah.
I
Yep, we
know.
got a raised hand. Anybody else with questions, put your hands up as well.
35 BPS. Password in it. Stop saying. Time to text.
What is this? Get that off of there.
And I think you are unmuted.
Okay, Charles, you can unmute.
Or you can unmute.
Audio
Oh,
reactions button.
Hey,
Oh,
Matt.
there you are. There you are. How you doing?
Good, thank
Voiceover
you.
off.
Unfortunately, when you were talking, I had to answer the door because a contractor arrived at a most inopportune time for me. Matt, I think you know I've talked about perhaps getting the Amazon Show 11, but I think I heard you mentioning, or Cliff mentioning, that Apple may be coming out with something very soon that might be better. Did I get that right? What are your thoughts on purchasing the Apple Show that's on sale now or waiting for something better to come?
I mean, you could make a case for doing either or both. At the end of the day, there is a very, very real likelihood that Apple will be releasing a smart home display within the next couple of months. exactly what that's going to look like. It's going to be a version 1, so will it have all of the features of the Echo Show? I don't know. I can't say. I know whatever it does have will be awesome, because that's the way it always is with Apple. But I think it's probably, I suppose, the biggest thing to do. I got the Echo Shows for very specific reasons when I got them, and of course I use Echo. I was not talking to you. Go home.
Uh,
I and remind me to tell you all a quick story then too, after I finish answering Charles' question. But I got the show for very specific reasons when I first got it, because I was trying to find a pretty inexpensive doorbell, and I went with the Blink, and I knew that worked with the show. And then our door lock wasn't going to be able to work with Xfinity anymore, since we were leaving Comcast, and I knew it worked with the show. You could, pair it. It's a Zigbee hub. So those were the reasons I bought it. Now, of course, obviously, I use it for other things as well, the recipes and the camera and all that stuff. Absolutely. But I'm just saying all that to say, yeah, I think what the most, if you're only going to buy one, if the budget lends itself to making a choice of one or the other, then I think what we need to do is weigh the options of what do you want to be able to do with it, and is that something that we think we're going to be better off to bank on Apple's release in a month or two, or do we want to get the show for now? And I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at that, and as I say, I think you could make a case for either.
But there's no sense for what the Apple product will be comparative in terms of price.
Um, Well, only rumors at this point. Only rumors, because there's nothing officially announced yet. The analysts are, expecting that it'll be priced pretty competitively, so probably closer to the show. If I had to guess, just because Apple stuff is premium quality, so it tends to be a little pricier. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something around the 299 price range. The Echo Show is typically I think 49 on sale right now. We heard for 179, but
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's about 299. When it comes out. That's just a total guess.
Okay. Lastly, Matt, yesterday I had a conflict. I couldn't attend the yesterday's session. Is that yet on? Is that recorded yet? Is that available to listen to yet? Yesterday's
I
afternoon show program that you did at 2 o'clock.
um I think no. I think that one is going to go up today along with this one.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, thank you for your response. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, no problem. And before we get to the next question, that just reminded me of a quick story. We heard Trainer Cliff doing this too, and I would just encourage all of you, whenever you're using any kind of AI, when it does get something wrong, tell it and correct it, because it actually has the ability to use that feedback. And I'll give you a perfect example. When I was working with my show device a few days ago, I had wanted it to do something very simple, and I think it was like to preheat my toaster oven. But it has had this habit of not waiting long enough. And so it interrupts me in the middle of speaking. And it had been doing that off and on, and I just kind of ignored it and, asked the question again. Well, when it did it like 3 times in a row when I was trying to preheat the oven, I finally said to it, okay, you are interrupting me way too soon. From now on, I want you to wait longer all the time when I'm speaking. And she has ever since. I mean, she apologized. And the next time it was perfect. And I even said to her, I said, you did a much better job of waiting for me this time. Please keep doing it that way. That was absolutely excellent. So, talk to these things.
so she
Tell them.
responded to you and said, "Sorry,
Oh,
I'll
yeah. Oh,
do
yeah.
that from
Yep.
now on."
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
And if you had been here for my demo, I made my Alexa apologize for interrupting me to the class.
Well, and I hope she didn't.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he
She
did.
didn't say, she's like, "Is that Cliff?"
But no, mine is a man, and he did apologize.
Yep. Yep.
You've got to teach the devices, who's talking. It's like, yeah. Is that
Yeah.
Cliff? I think we need to interrupt you.
Thanks for joining today's session. Didn't get your question answered? Have an additional comment or feedback? Email us info@ttjtech.biz or info@stirritup.com. And remember, stir is spelled with a U. That's STURITUP.com. Or check out our websites for additional resources. That's ttjtech.biz or stirritup.com. And remember, subscribe to the newsletter when you're there. That way, you don't miss out on any upcoming announcements or events. Thanks for joining us. God bless, and see you next time.